50. However, flights aren't expected to get out of Lehigh Valley until sometime tomorrow. Still ahead on Newswatch 16, people in one community have a big worry. Imagine trying to ride out the storm without some water.
Anytime, anywhere you see news happening in Snyder County, call our news tip hotline at 1-800-533-NEWS. Or in Snyder County, dial star 1616 on your Wireless One network cellular phone.
And it's like a ghost town around here in downtown Stroudsburg. Nearly everything is shut down with the exception of a couple of restaurants and the hotel. We have seen some snowplows going up and down the streets, though, and we've seen signs of people still shoveling out. They have their shovels out and they're scraping the sidewalks clean. Around 25 inches of the white stuff here in downtown Stroudsburg. People are complaining about this stuff, and every once in a while we get this biting wind that comes and just blows everything around. Kim Soup on Newswatch 16 reporting live from Stroudsburg. Tom?
Thanks, Kim. We'll switch the picture again. Go to Newswatch 16's Jeff Farrell, who's live in Wilkes-Barre. Jeff, I guess the mayor has a plan to dig out of that avalanche of snow?
Yes, he does, and it's already underway after 35.5 hours of plowing. They're just about to ready to call it quits for the night. They'll start up again about 7 in the morning. So far, about a third of their job is done. Those are the major roadways. They still have a lot of back roads to get done, but the job is far from done. Jeffrey, on Newswatch 16, reporting live in Wilkes-Barre.
Thanks, Jeff. Chilly Talkback 16 tonight. One viewer doesn't think our reporters are obeying the road ban, and other callers have some cold words for our meteorologists. But we'll begin tonight's Talkback with a viewer from Wayne County.
I have a job opening for any one of the meteorologists that wants to shovel out the extra snow over and above the 3 or 4 inches. I'm near Hamlin, and right now we are definitely snowbound.
We're watching Newswatch 16, and all we can think of is that poor Mark Sowers. He should have kept one of them snow blowers back in November. He's out there blowing or shoveling snow. Poor Mark. Mark, you need to shake those cheapskates down for a snowblower.
Wonder why your weathermen and your newscasters, every time it snows, they have to stand out in the middle of an interstate highway. Are they trying to get killed? And this time, the governor even tells you to stay home, but your newscasters travel out on the highways and do news reports.
Well, we just want to let everyone know that our reporters did obey the ban. We had them and our live equipment in place yesterday before the governor ordered people off the roads. Remember, you can call Talkback 16 anytime. The number 1-800-228-WNEP. Up next on Newswatch 16, Tom Clark will take another look at what the weather's doing.
Now, for your home and shop, one amazing blade that cuts through.
San Francisco gets a high-flying new mayor and frequent flyers who are members of Congress. How not to lead by example, and it's your money.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the blizzard. Let's call it the first blizzard of '96, just in case. This enormous storm, which so many of you know on a personal basis, has buried much of the eastern United. To New England, Indiana, to the Atlantic, the snow has fallen in record amounts. A visitor from Norway wondered what all the fuss was about in Washington, but some places handle snow better than others, and the 17 inches of snow in Washington were enough to shut down the federal government. In some places, this was the worst storm in 100 years. There were 30 inches in Philadelphia, 27 in Newark, New Jersey, 43 inches in West Virginia, more than 2 feet in New York, and it is still piling up in Boston. It has been inconvenient for millions and downright cruel for some. There are at least 30 deaths attributed to the storm, many in traffic accidents, some of them heart attacks while shoveling snow. It has been exhilarating for many, a day off from school for millions of children, or an adventure on the way to work. But 10 states have called out the National Guard to help people who've been stranded in 100 different ways.
This will go through anything, go through any road, plowed or not plowed.
In New York City, home of gridlock traffic, the streets belong to the walkers and occasionally the skiers. In one city after the other, folks helped one another. The sweet side of adversity. But they canceled the professional hockey and basketball games because the fans would have had to walk. No mail today for millions. In several cities, the post office was deterred by sleet and snow, and there were no appointed rounds. It has been a classic storm, deeply upsetting much of life, hell for some, and fun for others. Not likely to be forgotten by any.
The storm has had a monumental effect on travel all across the nation. Here's ABC's Lisa Stark.
From snow-covered airplanes at Washington's National to whiteout conditions at Boston's Logan Airport, major airports in 6 hard-hit states were closed today and will not reopen until tomorrow morning at the earliest. The only thing moving, the snowplows, as airports struggled to dig out. More than 7,600 flights were canceled today. That is about 1/3 of all flights nationwide. American Airlines alone called 56,000 passengers to tell them their flights were canceled. Still, some travelers headed to the airport and were stranded.
I slept in a sort of luggage trailer thing, which was quite comfortable.
The shutdown affected travelers all over the country trying to get to the Northeast, from Los Angeles to Atlanta to Chicago. In Texas, members of the Philadelphia Eagles football team were